I've been training martial arts. I think I was about 10. I started in Shotokan karate. It was about the only martial art that was available to me at that time. I then moved to boxing when I was about 16. I then found Muay Thai after that, which I've stayed with ever since. So I've been training probably about 37, 38 years now.
How did you stumble across Muay Thai?
Muay Thai I saw in the magazines. It wasn't very well publicised. I'd heard about it. There was obviously, back in those days, there was no internet or anything like that, so it was purely through martial arts magazines. Let me have a think. That would have been a gentleman called Master A, who was Master Toddy's brother. I did a seminar with him. I then moved on to Master Toddy himself in Manchester, and then on to Master Sken in Bolton with Sandy Holt. Yeah, so I've been doing Muay Thai since I was about 19 years old. I became 2 times British lightweight and super lightweight champion in the mid-90s. I've been to Thailand many times. Yeah, so I've been there, I've done it all really.
Yeah.
I started to referee, I can't really remember the first time I refed, but I think it was about 1998. The reason I did it was because there was so little referees doing the job at the time. It became more of a necessity. I was fighting at the time and training fighters. The standard of refereeing wasn't particularly good. I thought I could do a better job myself, being a fighter and an ex-fighter myself. So I just began refereeing right from the beginning, just jumping in. I hadn't taken any courses or anything like that. I didn't have any qualifications in refereeing. I just learned on the job. So I've been refereeing now for about 20 years. I've got quite a lot of experience as a referee. I did all the local shows and became quite well known. I then started to work in the London area and in the Birmingham area. I've refereed world title fights, European title fights, Damien Traynor, Liam Harrison, Jordan Watson, on all the top promotions, WKA, Wacko Pro, WMC, and on and on and on and on and on. Because I've been refereeing for such a long time, there's obviously lots and lots of fights. It's hard to think of anything in particular, but I think I've pretty much seen everything that there is to be seen. I've had guys that have obviously been on some sort of substances, the most nervous type guys that have lost their temper in the ring many times, and I've had to literally step in and prise people apart. There's so many stories. I can't think of anything in particular, but I think I've been there, seen it, and pretty much done everything there is as far as refereeing is concerned. Yeah, well, now I consider myself one of the top referees in the country. I've diversed obviously from kickboxing and Muay Thai into MMA as well. And lately, in the last few months and even few years, there's been a big resurgence in the white collar boxing. So I've been doing a lot of boxing shows, Muay Thai, kickboxing, and obviously MMA. I work for all the top organisations, the UFC, Bellator. I've worked for Cage Rage and people like that, so I'm right there at the top, and I'm pretty diverse now in all different forms of officiating for all sorts of martial arts. Very lucky, I've never actually asked for any job. They've always come to me. I was headhunted by the UFC in about 2007. I got a phone call from the UFC, which I immediately obviously put the phone down thinking it was some sort of joke. Thank God they rang again. I sort of suddenly took them seriously once they gave me an email address, and it was at ufc.com. So I sent my resume to them. I've been working for them ever since. And once you work for the top like the UFC, then the likes of the Bellators and that, they also know who you work for, and they contact you as well. So it's an experience thing. The more you do, the better jobs you tend to get. Yeah, again, there are some fantastic MMA referees and officials now in MMA. It did used to have a bit of a tarnished reputation when it was called No Holds Barred. I mean, I used to know that obviously as soon as you mentioned a cage or something like that, people didn't want to know, but it's become a lot more commercial, a lot more accepted by the public now. I can only think of good things to come in the future with more officials coming on board. Hopefully mainstream one day, which would be fantastic. Okay. Okay, so UNFC 1, which is obviously October the 22nd in Exeter, the Riverside Leisure Centre. Really looking forward to that show. Heard a lot of good things about the show. Really looking forward to it. Got some A-class fights, some B-class fights, all the way down to novice fights. I'm going to be the sole referee for that show. Most of the guys on the show know me and I know them, which is a good thing. It also helps the fighters to relax and for me to know what they're all about. So that'd be a good thing. And with Leaf and Marcel as the main event, that'd be a great fight. A-class, full tie rules, 5-3s. That'd be a good fight. So again, on the co-main event, we've got Jack and Michael fighting. They're two big heavyweights. I've refereed both of them before. It's going to be a hard one to judge. I'm really looking forward to that fight. Obviously, as a referee, I'm going to be there to make sure of their safety, but I'm a fan as well. So I'll be there to enjoy that fight, and I really can't tell who's going to win that one. Again, that's going to be a hard one to judge. Both of those guys have got knockout power, especially Mo. He's very, very quick, very sharp. I think I refereed his last two fights where he knocked his opponents out. So I'm going to go with Mo on this one, and I think he'll knock him out again. So the main event, Marcel versus Leaf. Again, it's going to be a great fight. Leaf comes from a fantastic gym. I know the trainer Rich Cadden very well from Chokdi Academy in York. Marcel comes from a great gym, Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand, in Phuket. I'm going to be visiting there soon myself. So I do a lot of my own research. I know a lot about the guys. It's going to be a great fight. Again, I can't really tell who's going to win that one. I'm just really looking forward to refereeing it. So United Fight Championships 1, it's going to be a great event. I'm happy and proud to be there. They've got some more shows lined up for 2017. Hopefully I'm going to be the referee for those as well. It's going to be some great events. Watch out for these guys. They're coming to get you.